Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today's March 22nd, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop, and there's the state of California here to the right, Hawaiian Islands bottom left. But look at this, see this shape emerging? That is the ridge. It's going to start developing here. It's already taking shape, and it is going to really warm us up here across much of the southwest. But don't get used to the heat just yet, because we probably have troughing coming through the extended forecast. We'll take a look at the latest on that as well as we go through the video here this morning. Taking a look at where we are right about now. Still some light precipitation for some of northern California, some of the foothills of the northern Sierra Nevada as well. Some high clouds moving across the area as we speak right now. No lightning strikes over the last 24 hours also. If we take a look at apparent temperature currently, subtract 7 from Zulu or UTC time to get Pacific time as of right now, and that brings us to about 9:15. And you can see it is fairly warm across some of the desert areas, Death Valley there, Palm Springs out there as well, but it's still pretty chilly across some of the higher terrain also. We're really going to be warming up this week. I'll show you more on that here in a moment. And if you want a nice, affordable home weather station, builds its own forecast for you, lightning detection system, stores all the data for you in the cloud. Highly recommend the station. Very fun, easy to mount, easy to set up. Click on that link down below to save 10% off. And this graphic is so good that I'm going to show it again here. This is the sneaker wave risk here for some of the California coastlines here. This was issued a couple days ago, but still is in effect right now. And you can kind of see how, the tide can be, or at least the wave action can be pretty far out there. And a sneaker wave isn't always just as simple as all of a sudden you get to see a wave coming up and you might have time to avoid it. A lot of times these are coming down from the sides of the beach. Most sneaker wave activity that I've ever seen has approached from the side, and it looks like maybe not a big deal. Then all of a sudden the water levels just rise, and then these big surges start running up against the rocks, and it sweeps people off their feet, and it kills people every single year. So don't turn your back on the ocean and watch out for this activity. I mean, you can imagine if you're standing out here with your child or your dog or whatnot, and all of a sudden this level of water is coming up, and there's huge waterlogged logs in there that are extremely heavy that can easily pin you and trap you, break your legs and whatnot. So again, be very careful. We've lost people this year due to sneaker wave activity. Now, Phoenix, Arizona, talking about some of the warm temperatures coming up next week. Look at El Central and Blythe getting up to the upper 90s. Phoenix may set a couple record highs here Monday and Tuesday coming up as well. Dry, tranquil conditions for most of the area, but that may change here. We'll see how far south that troughing is going to get in the extended forecast. But look at Death Valley warming up to 91. Lake Mead 85 on Sunday. Again, some pretty nice weather for the weekend recreational forecast. Now, this is for today, Saturday 22nd. High temperatures, of course, you can see Arizona and Nevada, and there's the valley area, San Joaquin, all the way up in Sacramento Valley. Here we go on into Sunday. Look at the warm up there. Toggle back and forth. 15-degree warm up there. It's going to get kind of toasty out there. And then we go to Monday, check it out, some low to mid 80s for some of the valley areas. And again, another very warm day on Tuesday, a little bit of a cool down there on Wednesday for some areas, but still looking at mid 80s, maybe even a little bit warmer. Bakersfield, some of the San Joaquin Valley, some of the desert areas, Death Valley, for example, could be pushing 100 degrees. There's Thursday, finally start to cool things down as we go through the extended forecast. We're going to get some storm systems trying to make their way back into the state of California here. More on that here in a moment. So if we take a look at 850 millibars, about 5,000 feet up in the atmosphere, I'm going to put this into motion, and you'll see out here, see that? Counterclock, actually, no, that is clockwise spin here. Elementary school. Yeah, so yeah, you can see the ridge out here, and you can see the temperatures really dramatically warming up aloft. That clockwise rotation, the anticyclone, the big ridge right off the coastline, right overhead, is really going to ramp up our temperatures as we go on into the early and mid portion of next week. But watch what happens as we go towards the end of the week. You see this westerly flow and the trough forming, coming in here and starting to cool things down as we go towards the end of the week there. So yeah, don't get used to this heat just yet. Go towards the end of the month. March may be going out like a lion for some areas. And take a look at wind speeds out here over the next few days. A little bit of gusty wind across some of the transverse range here as we go through tonight. Peninsular rain, so some gusty winds out there across some of the desert areas. It's not too exceptionally strong, and it's not like we're expecting a strong offshore Santa Ana wind event, though it may get a little bit gusty here out of the east as you go on in through the day Monday. You can kind of see that. But overall speaking, no huge wind event in store. Now, this this is something else we can look at. The European model probability of 2-meter max temperature at or greater than 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is an average of all 50 ensemble members. The European runs 50 of these, and then we kind of average things out. And as we go through the day, Saturday, today, this is the chance of getting above 70 degrees. You can see once you get to the red, you're at 90 to 100%. And we go to Sunday. See things warming up all the way up towards the Sacramento Valley for the day Sunday. A lot of areas up over 70 degrees. And as we go through Monday, a big swath of the state is now above 70 degrees as well. And then you can go on in towards Tuesday and Wednesday, yet again, starting to calm things back down a bit there. And also, you can do that. You can do it for 80 degrees, 90, 100, 110. You can do it for cold weather as well. So something else fun to look at there with the ensemble members. Now, looking at the GFS, so this is hot off the presses 12Z run. I do not know what this one is saying yet, so let's take a look. You can see, again, not much precipitation in store in the short term as we remain warm through the midweek period. But then we got this storm system here of the Pacific Northwest might start to kick some precipitation across the region as we go through Wednesday. Some of that activity could be thunderstorms, and then we start to deal with the troughing trying to set up here off the west coast. Is it still going? Yeah, it's a pretty nasty storm right there. It could be pushing an atmospheric river into portions of California. We'll take a look at that and watch that over the next few days. But look at this deep trough off the coastline here, spreading precipitation back at the region here. So this is no doubt going to change quite a few times here over the next few days. But we'll continue to watch that pattern change towards the end of the month and the early portion of April. And just scrolling through here relatively quickly, kind of wrapping up a little bit of snow, less than an inch. But as we go towards the end of the month, you can see the snow flying again for some of the higher terrain. So that would be part of that pattern change. We'll continue to watch that. Don't get caught up in those amounts too much just yet. 6 to 10 day precipitation outlook. Still got that below normal here for some portions. Big mixed bag here for California. Strong below to some strong above as we go through the end of the month. Here's the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This is after the heat wave for the most part. And this is 8 to 14 day temperature outlook as well. And 8 to 14 day precipitation. You see that creeping down towards Southern California, so thumbs up for that. And the experimental product, interesting that they put out the moderate risk for some heavier precipitation out there, extended all the way down through the Bay Area into some of the central coast and even including some of the San Joaquin Valley. There's the experimental product for moderate risk of heavy snowfall for the Sierra Nevada, Klamath, Cascades up into Oregon also. And then maybe some wind will accompany some of those systems as well. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, click like and subscribe. Also, one more thing for anybody left watching, I might do a few members only videos at times for the channel, but I'll still, if I do that, don't be discouraged. I will still do my morning briefings here. Those will come out on a daily basis. The benefit to some of the members only stuff will be just getting a heads up on some of the activity of active weather in the short term. But again, we will talk about that activity the next morning. Just trying to figure out ways to pay back my supporting members that make this channel possible. So anyway, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then.